The readout that the White House has handed out from this 90-minute phone call makes pretty extraordinary reading, because it is very unusual for the President to speak for that long with any world leader. And reading between the lines, what appears to have happened is, well, the phone call didn't go very well, it seems. We have each leader, it looks like, lecturing each other. So the Americans saying, President Obama saying to his Russian counterpart that he expresses deep concern over Russia's clear violation of Ukrainian sovereignty, spelling it out in black and white, and territorial integrity, saying it's a breach of international law, it's a breach of the UN Charter, it's a breach of Russia's 1997 military basing agreement, and America condemns Russia's military intervention in Ukrainian territory. The United States calls on Russia to de-escalate tensions by withdrawing its forces back to bases in Crimea and to refrain from any interference elsewhere in Ukraine. And Barack Obama goes on to explain, spell out to the Russians what the cost could be, specifically political international isolation. The fallout could be very damaging for Russia, he says, and America will be working closely with its NATO and European allies to try and resolve this situation. In return, the Russian leader says he reserves the right for Russia to protect its interests and assets in the region, and specifically also to protect Russian speakers, so not necessarily Russian citizens, but Ukrainians who speak Russian. The problem clearly here is that Barack Obama may regard Vladimir Putin as a throwback to the Cold War, who has ended up somehow running Russia in 2014. That may be his view of the Russian leader, but he clearly doesn't have a way of dealing with him. There's no understanding between the two leaders. So it's a worrying situation where we have Ukrainian military on combat readiness, a lot of Russian soldiers, unspecified numbered yet, but thousands of them, it seems, in Crimea, Russian military manoeuvres over the border, and the possibility of a spark, an accidental clash possibly between the two sides, drawing in more Russian military, an escalation in this crisis, and the two leaders having no real way of, on a personal level at least, of working it out and resolving this crisis.